All right, I'll give y'all just a couple minutes for people to come on in and join us. My shirt says, why y'all trying to test the Jesus in me? You know that's true. Every day. Well, let's hope a couple of people join us. You hear my doggies? That's my doggies. That's my doggies. Where's everybody at? Now, feel free. I think I got it worked out where I can see your chat today. So I can even comment back. I think I can even I don't know if I can put anything back up on it yet. I have to wait to see. Look, there's me a little. Ta-da. Hey, guys. Hey, hey. Let's see ya. Gotta wait a couple minutes. I'm gonna tell you my story. Oh, let's see. Where are we at on channel subscribers? I think we are very, very close to 1,000. Let's see. I'm looking. Oh my goodness, we're at 988. So just 12 more subscribers and we get to save our videos and you guys can see them even after we're all done. So welcome to my libraries. I have lots of stuff on them. We've been living historians, so we have tons and tons of history books and then tons of gardening, tons of Jesus. I got 3 shelves of Jesus. Some crafting stuff and nature stuff and gardening stuff. So we've got quite a bit. If you're on, say hey. But we've, I need to straighten them up. So I know they're a little messy. But we use them. And then I have some business stuff and just all kinds of, probably some stuff I can get rid of. I know that's probably something I need to work on like super soon. You know, I don't know. And we had these custom made. A few years ago, we had a pastor that did woodworking. And so we had him measure and make them for the space because there's not much you can do. This is our landing. So I've got my desk. I've got a cry cut and an organizing thing with drawers so I can have envelopes and papers and labels and all kinds of stuff. And I've got another little organizer on the other side with sparkles. I was going to say sprinkles, sparkles and confetti and just all kinds of stuff. So we run our business, both of the businesses out of our home. So everything I need is right here. So I've literally laminating machine and just everything, you name it, we've got it. We've had to use a whole lot over the years. And of course you kind of acquire it. And then right inside my bedroom is, that's my bedroom, is a file cabinet with our printer and stuff on it. So how y'all doing today? Say hey to me. I got some stories to tell. Now I have to stay on for 30 minutes because we're trying to get my viewers up and we're just 12 shy from 1,000 subscribers. So if you're joining me live, please put that on there, your little bell, click the little bell and everything because it's super important to do. And that way you'll be notified because we are going to be going live from our YouTube from now on. We need to build up our YouTube channel. So that's exactly what we'll be doing. So when I go out with the chickens, when we go somewhere, I'm hoping we're going to the rocket launch on Monday, I think it is. We'll be going live. Pardon me. We'll be going live for the rocket launch. And so instead of on Log Home Mom, we'll be doing it on YouTube. And the reason people do YouTube is that YouTube can be monetized and Facebook is not. So at least we can make a little bit of money off of it. It's not a ton, especially starting out. It's just, a little bit, but it's something that we can do. So you guys say hi, just someone say hi to me just so I can make sure the chat is working because but last time it was not. And I had a I didn't click something. So if y'all could just say hi and make sure you hit the like button because the thumbs up, because that helps out a lot too with our being shown in feeds and stuff. So if you guys could do that. Hey, Jonathan, chat is on and working. All right. So we've been to the Florida Keys another time, and it was many moons ago. It's quite a drive still here from Orlando. Just to go down to like Marathon, which is kind of like Middle Keys, it's about eight hours, I think, by the time we, pull the camper and everything. And because the Keys itself is a long drive. Then to go from like Marathon to Key West, you're looking at another hour and a half. And to go to the end of the Keys. So if we ran into the Keys every day from Marathon, it was like really difficult. But we went a few years back, and we went in July. And Florida, of course, summer storms, you never know how things are going to be, but it stormed. And I mean stormed bad. There was no let up. I know my glasses are really distracting. I can't see if I don't have them on. There's no let up of the rain or anything, and the storms, like it's storming, you can't get out on the water because it's all, lightning and everything. So we took the girls a few years back, but we did take them to like a couple of the dolphin parks, and we went snorkeling. It was a beautiful day, believe it or not, on the way back. So we went snorkeling, and if you ever snorkeled in the Keys, it's just beautiful. But there's so much to do in the Keys. And I want to tell y'all about that in story times. But today I'm going to talk about two stories I have, which are they're hilarious. And we just had the best time. You meet the most craziest characters. So we decided in 2020 to go to the Keys for Thanksgiving. So we left on the Friday before Thanksgiving, and we stayed until the Monday. We're doing that again this year. We tried last year and couldn't find anything. All the snowbirds go down there and book all the sites up, ahead of time. So we couldn't find anything. So this time we're like, now we're not staying at a state park, which we really love staying in state parks, but we are staying in a campground. So it is more expensive. Well, I lied. We were going to go last year. The same place we stayed the year before for like from that Friday till the Monday, that was like, I think for the whole time, it was less than $900. They wanted like $4,000 this time in Marathon. So you're not even at the Key West. And, there's a couple of restaurants in Marathon and a couple of shops, but there's not like a lot to do. You got to go to the Key West. So I was like, we are not paying that. We are not paying that. So we ended up going to up to Georgia to a couple of parks, and we just had the best time. It was beautiful. The weather was great. But this one park is literally the last campground before you get into the Keys. And they are always booked up because they have some long-term residents, but they book out, like, I think for Thanksgiving, they started in April. So I called them, and she's like, we're not booking Thanksgiving yet. It'll be another month. And I'm like, dang it. They told me it was going to be April. And probably about 15 minutes later, she goes, I lied. We are booking. So let's do it. And so we were able, and we have a 41-foot fifth wheel. So we got to be able to fit in a place. And so I was very thankful for that. And it is literally the last campground in Key West. So we'll be able to take our bike to a lot of places, which I love that too, because parking there is expensive. Everywhere you go, you can't just park. You got to pay to park. So I'm super excited that we get to park there or we get to just ride our bikes, because we would take our bikes to the Keys and ride them around, because it's so much easier than being in traffic. And then, like I said, trying to find a place to park. So we would just do all day parking with the car. I think it's like $20 if you choose all day parking. And then we would just get on our bikes and go bike riding. And like I said, we had the best time. So one of the days we decided there was a couple of specific souvenirs I wanted to try to find. And so we decided to walk around like the areas where all the souvenirs are. And as we're walking around the corner, well, first of all the mannequins in the shops have big boobs, and they kind of look like they're very big boobs. I've never seen mannequins like that before. So it was so funny. So we're kind of laughing at that, but we're going in the shops and looking around. And we come around a corner on one of the shops, and there's a man across the street, and he's got his little Pomeranian in like a little kid's remote control car. And it's like a little Corvette or something, it has a top off of it and stuff. And I just thought it was so funny. The little doggy's just sitting up in the seat, and the guy with his remote just going down the street with him. It was just because you don't know what you're going to see going down through there. And so then as I turn around, I look forward, and here comes a guy toward me, and he's got to be probably 60. Now I'm guessing. He has a captain's hat on, which he might have been a captain. I don't know. And he is wearing a Hawaiian shirt, unbuttoned, and Speedos. And he's a little fluffy. And so he's coming toward us, and I kind of turn around to lock him down, and I'm like, and so literally as we're passing each other, he looks at Logom Dad and he says, "Don't I know you?" And Logom Dad looks at him like, "Oh no, do you know me?" And he goes, I can't even stand it. He says to Logom Dad, "Didn't you give me a ride on your scooter last night?" Logom Dad says, "Man, I don't own a scooter." It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Oh my gosh, I was dying. And the guy just went on about his business. It was just like, that was like the instant little, he's like, "Didn't you give me a ride on your scooter last night?" And Logom Dad's like, "I don't own a scooter." I lost it. I couldn't even hold it in. I lost it. I was cracking up. He was hilarious. And then he just went on, faded into the with everybody else at the Keys. It was so funny. So you just never know the characters you might meet down there. So when we go this time, we're going to plan on, because there's a little White House down there. Harry Truman used to come, and that's where he stayed a whole bunch. And I think all the presidents since him has been there to stay. There's like a residence and everything. So it's like a pretty big deal when they go. And still Captain's hat. It was hilarious. I hope y'all found that funny. So anyway, there's everything you can imagine. Of course, Ernest Hemingway's house. We didn't get to go to any of that. We didn't go. We saw the lighthouse, of course, but we didn't get to go in it. So this time we're hoping to do all those things. We did go to the Dry Tortugas, which I'll tell y'all all about that in a video. It was, you got to do it. It's incredible. And of course, we went to the furthest point in the Keys, and not too long after we went there, someone set it on fire. It's actually kind of like a little monument. It's the furthest point to the Keys, and everybody takes pictures. People wait in line to take pictures there, and so someone set it on fire. So I'm wondering if they've restored it yet. But there's lots of great restaurants, lots of great drinks. Mojitos are really super popular there. Margaritas are really super popular. Sangria, all the goodness. Cuban food is flipping amazing. There's just so much in the Keys, so much. And there's an aquarium. Like I said, the little White House, there is a park, a national park that you can go to, and it is incredible too. We took our bikes there and watched the sunset. And I'll talk about that on another live too. But of course, you got like there was a submarine. It's just incredible. Of course, the fishing. There's charters everywhere. There's boats to take you out. It is just so fun. So even though it's a long drive, even for us in Central Florida, it's amazing and it's absolutely worth it. And I cannot wait to go back. We had the best time those 9 days while we were 9 days, I think it was, maybe 10, while we were in the Keys in 2020. So that's why we are going back. But my other amazing story is we went on a fishing charter. We had been with him a couple of years back. So we've been to Florida Keys 2 other times. We went down there just to do the Fish Monster fishing charter. And the Fish Monster, his friend died and he had to go to a funeral. So his son took us out, and we, like Logom Dad, we watched the Fish Monster. We follow the Fish Monster. We were really looking forward to visiting with the Fish Monster. And so he was super disappointed. And I sent an email and told him that, well, the Fish Monster is like, y'all come back. Now it won't be a private charter, but you can come on with someone else and I'll just take y'all out. And it's like, well, that's super sweet. So it had now been, that happened like 5 years ago. We went for just a long weekend. I can't believe I forgot about that. And so the Fish Monster, we went out with them, and him and his wife are just wonderful. I love them. They have a huge following on Facebook and Instagram, and they're just incredible people. And we caught some fish. We had a great time. It was just fun. Logom Dad caught him a huge mahi-mahi. It was amazing. We had and we even brought extra fish home because the people that went, had some money, and I think they were just going just for the experience. They didn't care about the fish. So I don't know if they were like flying or what. So we ended up taking home some more fish that wasn't even ours. So, so we, across from the marina, now the marina itself is like, now when we went in 2020 though, let me tell you, apparently their government officials down there were very strict on COVID. You had to wear a mask, even if you were walking alone on the beach away from everyone. So, and it was like a $500 fine if you were not wearing a mask. It was ridiculous. And as a resident, it was even more than that. So you like had to wear a mask everywhere. I did not wear a mask most places because I can't wear them. I panic. I suffocate. I literally have panic attacks, and there's other reasons for that too. But unless I had to, I didn't wear one. And I had one that was kind of like a see-through like material. So at least it got me through the little bit that I did have to wear one. Like we went up to order at this little outdoor hut, and the lady would not take our order until we put a mask on. Even though you're sitting right there outside, but she wouldn't even take the order until we put a mask on. And it was just the weirdest thing. But anyway, there's a restaurant across from the marina. Marina's got all these little shops and restaurants, and it's just a cool little place to walk around. And they had that weekend started decorating for Christmas. So it was just really awesome. And there's all these little like almost like huts outside of the marina that like the Cuban Coffee Queens out there, which, oh my gosh, it is such good coffee. I think there's 2 locations in Key West, such good coffee. So the Cuban Coffee Queens out there. And I got Cuban coffee like 3 times, I think, while we were there. And then across the street from the marina is this little cafe called Pepe's Cafe. Now, Pepe's has been around since 1909. It is the oldest restaurant in Key West. It is the second oldest restaurant in Florida, period. Columbia came in at 1905. So Pepe's came in at 1909. So the longest in Key West, but the second longest in Florida. And Harry Truman, whenever he came down, and he was there, he was at the Keys a lot. He loved the Keys. He has a whole history of being at the Keys. When he was at the Keys, he would go to Pepe's every day. So that was like his ritual. He'd take a nap. He'd go to Pepe's, take a nap. I mean, he did like all the stuff. So Pepe's is this little tiny building. And what they've done is on the outside, they've built a little garden area. They've got a fence and stuff around it where they can close it up, like a picket fence, but it's really tall, where they can close it up at night. Well, then they've got probably inside that little area, because I didn't go in the main house, which like I said, is really tiny. In that main area, in the garden area, they probably have, I don't know, maybe 8, 9 tables. And then they have a little bar, like a little tiny bar. It can't be bigger than my land in here. It's not very big at all. And everybody's just so nice, so nice. So we go in and sit down at the little table. And of course, it's still a little warm outside, but it was great. And people are coming in with their dogs. And their dogs, when they come in, the waitresses, of course, I'm assuming they were locals, because it seems like everybody kind of knew everybody. And they would bring them a piece of bacon. And so Log Home Dad says, and we had an amazing waitress. She was so fun. It was just such a beautiful, very welcoming, great service, like it was your friends. And Log Home Dad's like, if I put on a leash, can I get a piece of bacon? She's like, I might find me a leash around here somewhere. And we're all laughing. And so a little bit later, she comes back with some bacon wrapped in a paper towel for him. She's like, take this off. It was super sweet. But we had such a great time. And I carry around these little Scentsy packets wherever I go, because y'all know I sell Scentsy. And so I normally carry around these in my purse. So when I see people, I can give them out. And they're catalog and some, I don't know if you can see it very well, catalog and some samples and like all kinds of stuff in there. So it's got my cards in it, so you can find me on Facebook and on Instagram and all that. But I carry around little bigger packets, but I usually leave them in the car because I can't put them in my purse. But I carry around bigger packets for if we have met somebody really nice and want to give them a nice little gift, because it's it costs $25. So it's a nice little thing to give them. And our waitress was so sweet, and Log Home Dad, and we had our box, and Log Home Dad's like, go get her a packet out of the truck. And I said, okay, I'll go get her a packet. So I went back down to the parking garage, and I got our car and brought her a packet back. And these are my other packets I carry around. So in it is a plug-in diffuser and a pack of pods. So this is a scent it's like a scent system. So the plug-in diffuser is this one here. And you can plug it, it's USB, so you can plug it into your car, you can plug it into your computer. Like this one's at my desk, so I plug it into my computer. And then the 2-pack of pods, one pod goes on it. So like this. So it's pretty, it's a little neat thing. It smells amazing. So you can put it in your car, you can put it on your computer, wherever you can plug it in USB. So these are really very, very neat little gifts. So I took her it, and I was like, I wanted to give her a card anyway. And I said, my card's in there. Find me on Facebook. And she said, I will. And I said, and then I just told her how to use it. And she goes, no, I got to give you something. I said, no, you don't have to give me anything, honey. Like, I know. She goes, no, you can't give me something and me not give you something. And I'm like, oh my goodness. She goes, wait a minute. I know. And so I'm standing like at the little bar area. Like I said, it's a very small area. So I'm standing at the little bar area, which was right next to our table. And she goes around in the bar. She goes, follow me. She goes around in the bar in the little door, and she looks under the counter, and she comes back up and she goes, here. And I start laughing. And she says, this is for you. And I'm like, what am I going to do with this? And she said, you will never forget the woman that gave you a can of Spam. And I said, that is right. I will never forget you. And I will never forget her. She was so precious. So this can of Spam, I come out of the restaurant cracking up. Log Home Dad's like, what's going on? And I'd already went back rode my bike back to the truck once and got a packet. And so he wears cargo shorts. So the whole time we rode around Key West, this was in the side pocket of his cargo shorts. And of course, I fed him some Spam sandwiches when we got home. But I have a little shelf in my parlor that I keep, and I call it a parlor because I have an old-fashioned like living room set down there. And that's another story. And the Spam can is up there, and I've got some stuff sticking in it and stuff, but I will never forget her. And I've also got one of the other things I have sitting there, because if you've ever been to the Keys, there's chickens everywhere. And I brought back some of my friends some chickens. There are not these chickens. There's real chickens everywhere. And they're the cutest things I've ever seen. Some of them are like tall and skinny, and they've got feathers down to their knees. So they look like they're wearing little knickers, and they're protected. You cannot harass them. You cannot kill them. You cannot do anything to them. So if you ever go to the Keys and see chickens, you can't do nothing to them. Now, when we went to Hawaii, it was the same way in Hawaii. There was chickens everywhere, especially in the, like, away from the city and stuff. There was chickens just everywhere. And so that was just like, these are so cute. Aren't they cute? So I picked up these for all my friends. I brought them home for them. I thought those were adorable. So that's my 2 Key West stories for today. Like I said, we had the best time. It was just the funnest time with everyone. Everybody was just so nice, and it's just such a relaxing atmosphere. Fun, and being on your bikes is a whole different experience than being in your car and trying to find a parking spot and being frustrated and whatever else. So it was just the neatest thing to go down there and hang out with such wonderful, nice people. And I'm just so glad we got to do that. And I cannot wait to go back. And we're going the same time. We're going from like Friday to Monday. So it's going to be like so fun. We fished a lot. We caught fish. I caught oh my goodness, I can't think of the name of it. It'll have to be another story. But I caught a fish I'd never seen before, and it's got a funky name. And it's literally the fish, the whole fish. Its face is funky. The whole fish feels like a crab shell. And then Log Home Dad caught a spiny lobster. I don't know if he was after Log Home Dad's bait or what it was, but he caught a spiny lobster when he was fishing. And then we were out there fishing one time, and sea turtles come by, the big spotted stingray come in the water. Whew, they're so pretty. Gosh, we caught so much stuff, and we don't keep most of the stuff we catch, unless like deep sea fishing, we kept them because, well, it's deep sea fishing. You got to keep them, right? But we keep, we throw back most of what we catch from other places. But we just had the best time. I didn't even care. I had a fishing pole in my hand. We had our cold drinks in the cooler, and we just sat and fished and fished and fished. It was just the funnest, besides all the other stuff we did. But that was our little key trip in 2020. And I've got some more terrific stories. You got to visit the like the boardwalk area. It's amazing. Jimmy Buffett's has a cart out with like snacks and drinks, and they are incredible. Best sunset of the Keys down there. I want to this time. I'd really like to take out a there's tiki bars you can go out on and watch the sunset. So I'd like to do a tiki sunset cruise, or out on one that like they take the catamarans out. I'll do that too. I don't care. And we're definitely going back to the dry tortugas again, because that was an experience that you can't just do one time. It was absolutely incredible. It's beautiful. You can snorkel out there. I've never seen so many. Here it is, Thanksgiving Day. We were out there Thanksgiving Day and we're snorkeling. I've never seen so many beautiful fish. There's just so much to do. So I want to make sure that we get to do a lot of different things this time. And of course, I think it's kind of like their off season. So some things were closed, some businesses were closed, but it was still had a great time, and lots of people, lots of bed and breakfasts. We went to one place and had a drink and an appetizer, and on like the water. It wasn't like on the ocean, like on the beach, but it was on the water. It was very pretty. And it's an old house. And when we were leaving, we were standing and taking pictures of the house, and there was a man standing outside, and he said, "Do you want to come in and take a tour?" And it's a bed and breakfast too. They have, or just a hotel maybe. I don't think it's a bed and breakfast. You have to buy breakfast. And we were like, "Well, yeah, sure, we'll come in," And he ended up being the owner. And he was just so kind. He told us about a lot of the artifacts inside, and he was just the nicest man. He just invited us in his home and took us in the parlor, and showed us around and told us the story of it. And it was just a sweet, sweet time. That was amazing. And just riding around though on your bikes, there's just nothing like that. So that was a lot of fun. So the Keys 2022 Local Mom and Dad or Bust is going to be the best time ever. So I cannot wait. I can't wait. Well, I've got about 3 minutes left to kind of talk. So I think I am going to today. We had our bingo last night at the cabin, and I cooked chicken pot pie. I told you I couldn't tell you yesterday what it was. You'll be able to see these videos once. They don't save until we hit 1,000 subscribers. But I made chicken pot pie for the ladies. I have bingo at the cabin once a month, although next month we're doing a flower coloring party. But I always make them dinner and dessert. So I'm making chicken pot pie, or I made them chicken pot pie with a cheesy bread, and I make up a cream cheese with mayo and cheddar cheese and some garlic, thyme, parsley, salt and pepper, mix it all together and spread it on the bread, and then bake it in the oven till it bubbles a little bit. And it is so good. And I then made a salad and a homemade ranch and homemade balsamic vinegar. And then I made a apple crumble for dessert, which there was like, I am not kidding you, it couldn't have been this much apple crumble. It was a tiny little bit of apple crumble left. So it's sitting down there. I'm going to let Local Dad have that later. So it's sitting down there, and the ladies just had a blast. We laughed. Some of them didn't leave until about 9 or so. And we just have a good time laughing and enjoying each other's company. And it's a nice little gathering once a month with a bunch of the local women here. So it's fun. We really love it. And they get to shop for Scentsy and stuff like that too. So, and the house is all decorated for fall right now. You can't tell it because this is my bookcases. I don't decorate them for fall. But we do all the decorations for fall. And after our October flower coloring party next month, we will have to take everything down and start decorating for Christmas, because we have our big event at the cabin every November, and it's mid-November, early mid-November, and I have to have everything ready for Christmas. So we've got big chore involved. So we do decorate before Halloween even. When I used to be the Christmas Nazi, I didn't even like stores to have decorations up before then. Do I see someone talking to me? Hey, honey. I know I'm new to this part because typically when I go live on Local Mom, I just talk. Well, with YouTube, it's a lot different. You can't just go live and talk for the most part. There's like the studio thing that I've got to come in so I can see your chat. When I get to 1,000, I should be able to do it from my phone. So I am like less than, let's see where the drum roll is, because I was 12 away from 1,000 earlier. Let's see where I'm at right now. I am at, I don't know where I'm at. Where'd it go? Hang on, let's see if it tells me. I was 12 away from 1,000. So once I get to 1,000, it's going to save my videos. So those that couldn't come on now will be able to watch them later. And then I will get to chat when I go live. Okay, I'm at 992, so I'm 8 away, you guys, 8 away from. So if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe and then hit the bell, because when I go live, this is where I'll be going live from now on, not on Facebook. A lot of reasons, but mainly YouTube can get monetized and you can get a little bit of money. You don't do that with Facebook. You don't do that with anything else. So I want to make sure that we get that. But now, not just when you get to 1,000 do you get monetized. Now I have to have so many, I think like 4,000 hours in 30 days. So that's why I'm having to go live for a minimum of 30 minutes so that I can build up the hours with everybody watching. So I've got to go live every day for at least 30 minutes. I see 10 away. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. I can't even believe it. We're super excited. We've had a friend that's been helping us get there. We've sat at like, I don't know, 500 and something, or maybe it was 400 and something forever. I have a ton of followers, and it's just hard to get people to, like I even had one lady one time, she got really smarty pants. She was like, well, how much is that going to cost me to subscribe? And I'm like, girl, it doesn't cost you a thing, but really you don't have to. Please don't subscribe. Please don't subscribe. I'm like, what the heck? Well, how much is that going to cost me? Oh my goodness. So I thought that was funny, but, it's exciting to have a new chapter and another form of hopefully revenue for us, because with everything, this has been down, life, our businesses have been down a whole lot. So we're super excited about having something new to tackle and enjoy and maybe make a little revenue off of. So I'm just telling a little stories for the time being and trying to get in that time until I get to 1,000. And I think when I get to 1,000, I'm going to try it out on my phone to see if I can see the chat, because I cannot see the chat on my phone right now. And they said it's because I'm not at 1,000. So I'll be able to go live with the chickens, and I should be able to see your chat then. So it'll be nice. But so I thought I'd just tell a few stories. And yesterday I showed my beach lead box and talked about some of the beaches we've been to. And then I did day before yesterday, I missed seashells. And so hopefully all those will be live though, when I hit 1,000. So I'm hoping that'll be taken care of. And I'm trying to make a header so y'all know what it's about. So it takes a little time, but it's a whole learning curve when we get started. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for giving a thumbs up, because that helps a lot too. That puts you in the algorithm, and it gets you in the where people can see you and stuff. So we really super appreciate you guys doing that. It means a lot to us, because it's just we've got to think of other ways to move forward. And sometimes social media, they censor you, they suppress you, and so you don't get the views or people coming to you the way you have in the past. And so it gets really hard and discouraging, and YouTube will be a nice new outlet for that. So we really appreciate it. Monday, if the rocket goes off, we should be going, as long as we have signal, going live on YouTube for the rocket launch too. So we're planning on going out. Log Home Dad's going to get me up at 3 a.m. again. And so we do plan on going out and watching the rocket launch again and enjoying the beach a little bit and packing us a lunch and having a picnic and stuff. So, all right, guys, well, I'm going to let you go. I did my 30 minutes today, and I appreciate it. And I hope y'all enjoy my story. I hope you really laugh at the first part of my story, because it was absolutely hilarious. The face Log Home Dad made, and the man, it was just so typical Key West. So it was just fun. But thank you guys, and please ask your friends to subscribe too. You can share my post on Log Home Mom. I shared a couple yesterday that were just to our YouTube channel, and so we really appreciate it. Yes, Angel, you too, honey. You have a great day. Y'all take care. Bye, y'all. Happy first day of fall. Bye, y'all.